Hey there, FLOSSTUBE, it's Cathy, the hands-on designer. And yep, no Mr. HOD today, you just get me. I wanted to come and talk to you about a new project, a new collaboration that I released with two other people this last week on my social media pages as well as our newsletter. And it was the design Hygge Holiday. Now, this is a project that I worked in collaboration with Nichol and Chantel Daimling from 141 Design Studio. Now, Nichol, a lot of you might be familiar with her because she's done a number of these stitch-alongs. And up till now, she has always done the stitch-alongs based on a chart that has been previously released. And Nichol and I actually got to meet each other, not quite a year ago, at a retreat where I was teaching. And we got to meet each other and talk, and I thanked her for doing some of my charts for some of her stitch-alongs. She's done other designers as well, which is awesome. But that's kind of where the idea was born, to do something that for her to have a stitch along based on a new release, a new design. So I knew that I need to kind of get my thinking cap on, my design cap on, and start thinking about something new. Well, enter the Hygge, I guess it was called the Hygge print at that time, that I purchased last year because I was really attracted to the artwork. I purchased it last December at a Kris Kringle market in Des Moines, and I took it home and I had it framed and I fell in love with the piece. I kept it up on my mantle all through the holiday as well as winter. I love a good design, a good piece of artwork or something that I can leave up a good long time, because I'm not always the best about getting my decorations switched out in a timely manner. So I definitely enjoyed it all through the winter months as well. But anyway, that's a little bit of background story. So I worked a lot with Nichol in kind of figuring out what design we were going to do. And I knew when I purchased the artwork that it would be gorgeous in cross stitch, but I wasn't really thinking about that at the time. That's not why I bought it. I bought it because I loved the artwork. And then of course, as we started working on this special project together, I thought, this might be the perfect opportunity to use this artwork. So the letterpress company that was the originator of the artwork, who I purchased it from, was a dream to work with as far as licensing the artwork, and she was real excited to see what I would do with it to turn it into cross stitch. So as I said, we've been working on it a while, and just really excited to finally be able to announce it this week and share all the pictures for Hygge Holiday. And so here's the main sampler. This is the piece that's on the front cover of the chart. And what I want to do here with this particular video is kind of walk you through the chart a little bit. Hygge, you might say, it's a feeling of comfort and contentment and well-being through simple and everyday experience. Now, I did a lot of research on, what exactly the definition of Hygge was, and also, I have living with an appreciation for life's small pleasures. And there's a lot of different definitions out there, and that was kind of a compilation of a lot of the definitions that I saw. These kind of fit what I wanted as a definition. So it's kind of ironic that the enjoying life's little pleasures tantamounted to an 11-page chart. So there's a lot going on in it. So that's kind of why I wanted to shoot the video today, to just sort of walk you through the chart a little bit. I've had some emails with questions. I've had several stitchers say, I'm back to stitching and it's new. And I'm thinking, and this is the chart that you picked. Yay! But there's a lot going on in that chart. So again, I just want to come on here with a few minutes just to kind of walk you through the chart and sort of explain to you the best, easiest way. I mean, some of you may look at it and go, yep, no problem, I got it. But others may have questions. So as I said, I've gotten a few emails. So I thought, well, there's enough emails that I thought maybe I should explain a little bit. But I'm going to bring this back up. Yep, so this is the main sampler. This was based on the print that I purchased. not the colorway. I'll talk about that here in a moment. When I really did want to offer two different colorways, the original, which is actually only 3 shades of DMC. And I will kind of add too, and sorry, I'm probably going to be a little scattered with some of this because I didn't practice this. I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff, so to speak. I really wanted to keep the materials that you're going to use simple, kind of that hygge feeling. So my model is stitched on 32 count antique white. The chart is Aida friendly, so you can definitely use Aida for that. The color palettes are DMC, and I've offered 4 different colorways. I was only going to do 2, but sometimes this happens, you kind of go, oh, what about this? And oh, what about that? I'll kind of explain that here in a few minutes. So it's DMC, a few colors, depending on the colorway. You might need more than 1 skein of, but we kept these all very easy to find. Contact your shop, order your linen or your Aida, choose your color palette, choose any one of the 4 color palettes that I've provided, or quite frankly, choose your own. I have seen some comments out there on social media. People, want to do pastel, they want to do pinks, I cannot wait to see everybody's color palettes. I just think this is going to be amazing. So this is, I call this one the blues. And as I said, when I designed it originally, I did I call it the original color palette. There were only 3 shades in that one. So I did it really based on the original artwork. Then once I was happy with that, I then kind of opened that screen in a new window and I started playing with color. My intention was to have the original colorway and then maybe more of a classic Christmas, that kind of thing. And also then maybe something that was bright and fun. Again, that was my original thought process. But as with a lot of these projects, things just kind of, you got to go with the flow of the experience sometimes. So I did the original colorway, which was actually kind of a beigey tone, a brown tone, and then a creamy white. Again, like I said, 3 colors. I couldn't find the bright pastel palette that I wanted that would express the feeling of the piece best. So I happened to be talking with a friend of mine and she said, one of my favorite color combinations. And she said, you need to pop a blue in there. And we tried a couple different blues. I had her, it was with my program, what I can do is I can change the colors and then it changes on screen. And when I popped on the 926 blue, I just went, and it was like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. And I knew right then that I was going to stitch the cover model in that because I did do the model stitching on these. Anyway, I just really enjoyed the experience. And also, I guess too, I want to say, I'm kind of giving you the whole background story. When I first started stitching, I think I actually started with the tree in the middle, and I was counting off. I was having the hardest time with it. And I kind of thought, Cathy, this is supposed to be hygge. This is supposed to be enjoying the process of the stitch and just relaxing with it. And I kind of had to make a mental note, stop getting so concerned about it, because honestly, I probably ripped that tree out. I was about halfway up and I probably ripped it out 2 or 3 times. And finally I was just relax, enjoy that hygge experience. And I did. I really just kind of, after that moment, I just started enjoying it more. And I realized that probably sounds funny to well, gosh, doesn't she always enjoy stitching? Yes, I do. But as the designer of the piece, sometimes there's a little more pressure on me than there is on other people. So I just thought, I'm just gonna relax and enjoy the experience of it. And I did, and it was wonderful. And I really enjoyed stitching this. And I did stitch it because I made changes along the way. I don't always do that, but especially when you're translating someone's artwork, there are key decisions that you have to make along the way. Now, it's not my first rodeo as far as translating somebody's artwork into cross stitch. And I've explained in previous videos, there are just things that you can't do sometimes because you can draw a curved line, and I'm rendering it into something that is full of squares. So it's hard to do that sometimes. That is a challenge to me, and I love that challenge. And I'm just usually very, very happy. I'm absolutely thrilled to pieces the way this came out. So anyway, that's a little background story. But this, so I did a couple different color palettes. This is called the Blues. All right, then, because I didn't want to just stop at the sampler, I thought, well, maybe you want some more to do out of the chart. So we were kind of talking, Nicole and I were talking. She said, wouldn't it be fun if like there were some ornaments to go with it? And as soon as she said that, I was like, oh yeah. That's what I love about the collaborative process and doing these special projects like this. Just, I wasn't thinking ornaments, and she said she saw ornaments, and I'm like, then she said ornaments, and I saw ornaments. It was just a lot of fun. So I thought at first, oh, I'll just take like sections of it. Well, then the more I took little sections out, I thought, I've got to move this around, move that around. So they are sections of the main sampler, but I've added a few. So, but I decided what I was going to do is I stitched the ornaments showing you some of the other colorways, so you can get an idea of what it looks like stitched out. So this is the oh dear, and then this is the tree, and so you can definitely see like I added little houses under here. I wanted simple, but I wanted pretty, and I just just a fun finish. I'm gonna give you a little detail there. I'm gonna talk about that here in a little bit. This is what I call the original colorway, and it is also on 32 count antique white. I'm not gonna keep saying everything is Aida friendly, because it's all Aida friendly. I don't need to keep saying that. So I just think, it's a beautiful colorway. It just is. It's very calm, it's very serene. All 4 colorways are. All right. So there we go. Then I called it the Winter Forest. And the Winter Forest was actually I thought this may be a little more masculine looking. I don't get that a lot probably in my designs. And Nicole and I kind of talked about that. So she said, she wanted to stitch the sampler in this colorway for her son. And no surprise, it's Bill's favorite colorway as well. So I did I called this one, I Made You a Hat and Wear Your Mittens. And that is with what I call the Winter Forest colorway. That's a dark green. Now you will see in the chart that actually that dark brown, it's the same in all 4 colorways. I did want there to be some consistency, and it was just the perfect brown. It is color number 08. That is a number. I've had a few, we'll talk about that is when we go through the chart. What I want you to notice here is that I actually stitched these on 32 count flax, just to give you an idea that you don't have to use the antique white. You could definitely just use use another color. Again, like I said, I can't even begin to wait to see what colorways you do and how you finish. Now, this is how I finish the ornaments. I'm sure Nicole's going to do something. We'll talk about that stitch along. I'm really here just kind of talking about the chart to begin with. And one final. Now this one, I did the most design departure. And this is what I call the Classic Holiday. This is a 4 square ornament, and I took elements from the sampler, and I had to take a few changes with them, but I really liked, I took some of my favorite elements from the sampler, and again, I did that in the Classic Holiday look. Or in the Classic Holiday colors, DMC colors. All right, so that gives you an idea of the 4 different colorways. I was not going to stitch that sampler 4 times in 4 different colorways. Sorry, love y'all, but so I'm gonna put those there. So to join the stitch along, okay, Nicole is starting the stitch along on next Friday, September 19th. I think that's next Friday, not September. Oh my gosh, I am losing months there. I can't do that to myself. July 19th. Where did September 19th come from? It's been a little busy here, people. Anyway, so you can purchase the chart right now, again, PDF only, and it's available on, if you go, we did it on the standalone website. We often do that when we have special projects, just so we don't have any issues of crashing. It's ultra secure. We find that delivers PDFs a lot better. We actually really had not had any problems with it, and those that we did, we were able to fix and help. And that's one thing I do want to kind of say. If you have an issue, please email us. Don't post on social media, because we don't always see all the comments. So bill@handsondesign.biz. You can even do me, Cathy, at handsondesign.biz, or there's support@handsondesign.biz. And or it's HOD support. I will put all that below in the comments. It's just the first couple days we really tried to monitor for comments, just because I know people comment there, but we don't necessarily always see them, and we definitely want to answer your questions. So you can download that chart. If you don't, you're like, I don't know the name of your special website. Well, go to my regular website and click on the picture above, and it's also in the new product section. And there's links there. You can also do that, my link in profile, on my Instagram account, and also my Facebook account. So I think it should be pretty easy to find. And I did just do a newsletter that had links in it as well. So, all right, when you get the chart, okay, I can't hold everything up, but this is what it's gonna look like. Like I said, it's 11 pages. So there's your front cover, okay? No explanation there. We're gonna just walk through now. Second page, page number 2. That's what the ornaments look like. I just thought they were fun to photograph that way, and I kind of gave you the definition of Hygge and how to say it. And hopefully you caught our fun little video that we did last week, and about how to say Hygge. Chantal cracked me up when she did her hibbity bibbity bobbity. Nailed it. She's so funny. Okay, we're gonna spend some time on page number 3. So if you're watching and you're following along with your chart, grab page number 3. And you're gonna see some markings on mine. I didn't actually print a final copy of the chart. This is my next to the final copy. These charts go through so many renditions before they're finalized, and this one went through a lot. So this had some final notations on it. But what I want to show you is this page. It's page number 3, and I did one color key for the entire chart, just to keep it simple, as simple as I could. And you'll see that the color key is right here, because I only did the chart once. So here's your original, your blues, your winter forest, and your classic holiday. So now, first thing, say if you're gonna do the original, you're gonna go, well, gosh, Cathy, you have color number 612 for this one, and this one. Yes, I do, on purpose, and I mean that. It was the only way to not do 4 individual charts and make this a 25-page chart. So, and it says right up here in the directions, and I highly suggest that you read everything on this page at least once. Some color options have more shades than others, because the original only has 3 colors in it. The blues and winter forest have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the classic holiday has a few more than that. So that's why, there was this like a little chart, color key gymnastics going on. So the original has 3. Okay, so you'll notice for this symbol, this symbol, this symbol, we do 612 for all 3 of those. And then you'll also notice that I did a little asterisk, whoops, by that, and it said I would suggest purchasing 2 skeins of this DMC color. Now, somebody did point out to me, gosh, there is a checklist a mile long on what to look for in a chart. And every time we think we've got it covered, we gotta add something to the list. So, because somebody said, is this DMC? I don't recognize a lot of these numbers. And I thought, well, surely I've said this is DMC in the chart. No, I don't think I actually did. So we talked about that in all the posts and everything. And I do say down here, I would suggest purchasing 2 skeins of this DMC color. So I sort of said DMC somewhere, but just apparently didn't make it as clear. But yes, the threads are DMC, okay? But anyway, so look at that asterisk, and I was so careful to get everything else. Didn't say DMC or whatever. So then we go to the blues. And now these are kind of where some of the numbers have tripped people up. Like I've got 06, 07, 08, and they're like, what kind of thread is that? Well, that's DMC. Those are new colors that DMC came out with, I don't know, 3-4 years ago now. And if you've stitched anything of mine, you know, those are like 3 of my go-to shades. I use those colors a lot. they're just perfect for so many things. I guess perfect for my style. I don't know. So, and again, on like say 08, you'll notice I did an asterisk. They're like, you know, purchase more than one for that. And then also with the 926. And so easy, pull those. Now Winter Forest, same thing. It pretty much like I did change up that color a little bit, but as I told you, that 08, that dark brown, I pretty much kept that in all 4 versions because I just loved it so much. But the biggest change really would be in like the lightest neutral, and then we go from a blue to a green. So I called this Winter Forest. Very deep, very dark, very, I don't know. If you're into the woodsy look, it's a good one for you. And then finally, this is kind of where I just, you know, went a little crazy. This is Classic Holiday. So there's a few more shades because I'll tell you why the colors ended up working this way is when Nicole and I first started talking about this project, this special stitch along, we were looking to do a Christmas project. I showed her this. We went, yay, great. I went to town, did my work, licensed it, you know, worked with the artist and everything, and then went working. And the more I got looking at it, I'm like, you know, this isn't truly just a Christmas design. Yes, it has a tree. It's got the reindeer. It's got, you know, lots of fun Christmas motifs and elements, but it really is, I wanted to lean into the fact that it could be up all year. Well, it could be up all year round, but it definitely could be up for the holidays and all winter. Okay, so that's kind of where I was going with that. So for Classic Holiday, what you're going to notice, because you're going to go, Cathy, have you lost your mind? There were a few more shades in here that I couldn't rechart with a different symbol. So in coming pages, I'll show you what I did. Because for example, for this little symbol right here, there are 2 different colors listed. And same thing for the dot. And this one actually has 3 colors listed. And then same thing here, we've got 2. So the Classic Holiday one's a little bit more, hopefully not too confusing, but I'm going to explain as we go through the chart here. But that's what the deal is with this color key. So if you're going to send me that email and go, I don't understand, why does it have more than one symbol? That's why. Just so we could have a one single chart. Okay? Hopefully I explained that okay. This, let me tell you, there was some agonizing over this chart. This chart took a long time to put together. Anyway, so down below here is the information for the sampler. So if the model is stitched 2/2 on 32 count antique white Belfast or 2/1 on 16 count antique white, if you prefer. The stitch count is 111 by 132. Now, I wrestle with this every time. Should I put like your cut size in the chart? And I don't. I stick with that because I assume that you know how to figure out the size of your linen from the stitch count. And if you don't, there are stitch calculators online. I think Yarn Tree has one and a couple other companies have them too. But basically, if you're stitching over 2 on 32 count, you're stitching a 16 count. So you take your stitch count, in this case 111, divide by 16, because it's 16 stitches to the inch. That's how many inches you get. Now, if it's like say 4.5 or 4 point whatever, I always round up. Quite frankly, if it's 4.1, I still round up. And I like to add 6 inches all the way around, give me 3 inches around for finishing. It's probably, do you need 3 inches around? No. If you're a seasoned stitcher and you feel comfortable that you've given yourself enough border, you'd be fine. I'm a seasoned stitcher and I still give myself plenty of room. I don't know. And then of course, then you would do the same thing with the 132. The reason why I stopped putting cut size of fabric in, because the way stitchers are nowadays, you're so much more likely to change the linen color, the thread colors, and in some cases the thread count. So I've had people say, well, you told me to cut this, but I had like all this extra room, or I didn't have enough room. And it's like, well, because I figured that based on what I stitched. And I did also have some reaction from shops. They're like, no, we'll help them figure that out. Okay, fine. So that's just kind of my policy, why I didn't actually put cut size in there. So if you have any questions about that, there you go. Now I do say that I finished it in the Hygge Holiday frame, designed by Chantal's from 141 Design Company, and I did paint it. I put the particular paint in there. That is also available from Chantal. I do know that she's going to do a little tutorial on how she did put the frame together. Yes, it does come unfinished. It was custom made for this piece. So if you want to finish it like this, you are going to need to do 16 or 32/2 count. If you still want to use the frame, but you're like, no, I have to do 14 count or 28 count. What can happen, what you can do, it can still work in this frame, but you'll want to leave this inner frame off. I have it somewhere. Anyway, you'll want to, because comes as a separate piece and that's glued down. And then you lace this and place it inside there. You could leave that off. And then you could even put like a little fabric border around it, something like that. There are a lot of options with this and all would be beautiful. Okay? So that's a little explanation. I said we were going to spend a little time on this page. Okay? So hopefully that explains the color key a little bit more. All right, so you can see kind of why I felt the need to do that. I don't know. I'm not going to hold this up for very long because your next page is the actual chart. And what I did, I've done this a couple different ways. I know some of you are going to print it out. I know some of you are going to go from your iPad. So I put the entire chart on one page because I thought it would be easier if you're on your iPad. Okay. Then I took the same chart and I divided it into 2 pages. So here we go. It's the top half and the bottom half. And I did locate another copy of the color key here. It's the same one from that first page. And I just thought, so you're not constantly having to rifle back and forth through all the pages. We'll put it in there to make it convenient for you. Then what I also did do is in the chart, there is a detail. There's a couple little, I don't want to say specialty stitches. There's smear across, there's long stitch, there's back stitch. But like the acorn cap has a little fun over stitch here. And then what else did I do? Oh, the hat, the palm on the top of the hat. I did some fun long stitches there to give it a little texture, a little dimension. So what I did is when I did the chart, I left those textured stitches off to make it easier for you to see the symbols underneath. And then what I did is really quick, I gave you 2 diagrams. I'm not going to hold them up, sorry, for very long, because that is the chart. But I gave you a couple diagrams that showed specifically those overlaying stitches, the long straight stitches for the palm on the hat, and then the cap of the acorn, the basket weave stitches. So I really tried to make this as simple as possible, as user-friendly as possible, and what I ended up with was an 11-page chart. So there, as I said, there is some back stitching on it, and there is some long stitch, smear crosses. That's really pretty much the extent of the back stitch, or this specialty stitches. So what I did here is I created 4 keys, 4 backstitch keys for you. And again, we're going on that whole thing of with the 4 colorways, some things might be this color in this one, but it might be another color in the other one. So your next 2 pages might look a little daunting, but once you understand them, I think you'll be okay. So you're gonna get 4 pages, and again, you see my final edit notes. You're gonna get 2 pages that look like this, with a color rendition of what that's going to look like. And then a key next to it for the back stitching and the long stitching and that kind of thing. So for example, berry branches, and in parentheses it says 4, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 berry branches. So what to do the stem in the berry branch. And that a lot of the things are the same from colorway to colorway, but then when we get to that final classic holiday, that was kind of the kicker. There's a lot of changes in that one. So hopefully now you kind of understand. So if you're like, nope, I'm doing this way, then that's the one that you're really gonna wanna highlight, okay, and pay attention to. And I think that's hopefully probably kind of the easy explanation on this. I do want to talk a moment about the classic. I noticed a few of you out there said you wanted to do the classic. So I added a yellow and I added a red. Now the red, of course, is charted with the symbol for the dark brown, because in all the others, that heart is dark brown. Well, I didn't want a dark brown heart. I wanted a red heart in the classic holiday. So the reason why I put this in here is to give you a visual reference. If you're like, I'm doing the classic, then you can, let's go back to that master color key. Did I lose everybody? Hopefully not. Let's go back to that master color key where this symbol is both let's see. Ooh, let's do the heart. Okay, the heart is 08 and also 22. So what you'll want to do is look at this and go, oh, she used the 22, not the 08. So this is kind of your stitch guide, I guess is the best way to put it. And like the stars, I made yellow. I didn't want brown or green stars. I felt like, you know, for a holiday look, the stars should be gold. So that's kind of, and you know, I made the coffee mug red. I made the hearts inside the little birds red. So of course that does not match with the symbol. But if you look on here, you'll find that symbol and you'll know, okay, I have choices here. So you get to that, you go, all right, I've got 3 choices. Let's pull out this and see what she did and whether I want to do that or not. Because of course, that's all up to you. Okay, time for a deep breath, everybody. I feel like I need to take one. So that's kind of the key and the secrets and the getting through the chart for the large sampler piece, okay? How to finish it like this, all that is yet to come, all right? There will be more information about that. And through this process, you know, I have these videos and I'll be posting more and answering questions. But once the stitch along starts, I really urge you to follow Nichol, because she's the one setting the schedule. It's kind of like I'm sort of passing the baton to her. She's got her schedule, how she's going to do it. She'll have some video. She'll have lots of information like that. And she'll be posting, and we have talked. She is going to use this frame for the finishing because she really did the design work collaborate with Chantal on the look of the finish. I got a picture and I went, oh, it's beautiful. So I'm pretty sure if I said I didn't like it, they would have done something different, but it's perfect. It's just perfect. So her finish is gonna probably look a little different than mine. So pay attention to her account, because you may want to do it that way. That's kind of what I love about doing these collaborations, is that you can see all these different possibilities. Okay, so now let's talk ornaments a little bit. And ooh, this is going a little bit longer than I thought, but that's okay. Hopefully you're being entertained. I don't know. So, all right, so now we're gonna get on to, and again, I'm not really gonna show these because charts, but here's your first 2, and I did a picture of just those, and those are done in the original colorway I noted that in here. The deer ornament I called Oh Dear, and then Under the Tree for the little tree, and those were these two guys. Okay, all right. Then I did put the individual stitch counts in there. I did stitch these on the 32 count antique white. Antique white Ada will also work. Then your next page is the Don't Forget Your Mittens, and I made you a hat. Sorry, this is good thing I have big hands. Okay, so that's the next two. And remember, and I did write this in the chart, when in doubt, read the chart. I did do that on 32 count flax. I just wanted kind of a little more, I don't know, I just wanted to see what it looked like, and I really love the way it came out on that. Okay, then your final is the Hygge Foursquare. All right, and that I did in the classic holiday. So I had to change up the cup a little bit. This was probably the one I took the most liberties with. It was something I kind of had in my head that I really wanted to do. And that's what that looks like. Now you can see I have finished them all in a similar manner. Okay, so that brings me to same page, but the bottom. Okay, finishing notes. All right, now because this is a PDF, you will notice that there are some links in there. Which is lovely because a link will take you right away to, well, if you're curious about the company that I ordered, that I bought the original print from, and you want to see what else she has, she's based out of Des Moines, so she does a lot of lovely things based in Iowa. So maybe you're from Iowa, you live in Iowa, you have a friend in Iowa. She does a lot of things with using the word Des Moines or Iowa or something like that. I love the style of artwork because it's not, it's hand done. It's not computer done. There's just a very raw sense of realism with it. I mean, she actually operates a letterpress and has a number of them. And I just find that fascinating, probably dating myself, but really, but when I was in college, some of the graphic arts classes that I took, that's what we had to do was letterpress. So it's fascinating to me that, you know, somebody's still doing artwork that way since so much is done online and whatnot. So I really love it. And I think that's really probably why I was drawn to the piece to begin with. But her link is there. And as well as to Chantel, to Nichol, to her pages. So give Nichol a follow, give Chantel a follow. Now there's a couple links in there to tutorials and floss tubes for me. What I talk you through here, how I got this shape and the feel, and you're gonna notice these are a little poofier than probably ornaments that I've done before. So this was something kind of new. I wanted a little different look. I really kind of wanted like a naked edge. I've used that term before. Like there's no rickrack, there's no cording or anything like that. I did kind of this fun embroidered edge, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I talk you through how I came up with this shape, and then lacing. And I laced front and back, and I did a reference to my 12 days finishing tutorial. That's my series from many moons ago called 12 Days of Christmas, and they were similar shapes. So nope, it's not, you know, it's a different tutorial for a different series, but the knowledge and the information on how to lace with these curved edges is the exact same. So read through the tutorial. I really firmly believe in, you know, learning a specific type of skill and then applying that to other finishes. And that, because when I go teach classes, that's a lot of what I do. So the 12 days tutorial, which is on my website, just go to the front page and it says tutorials. It says a blog, you know, it's got shop, home, blog, FLOSSTUBE, you know, go to tutorials. You will have to scroll back a few pages because I've actually got quite a few tutorials on there, but go find the 12 days and I walk you through step by step how I lace when it's like a shaped finish like this, okay? Then, let's see. then I do say a video, there will be a new video tutorial on how I did the edge, okay? I haven't filmed that yet. It's not up yet. I will be doing that not this coming week, but the following week. So I figured the stitch along doesn't start till next Friday, so you're not ready for this yet. But anyway, so I will be there. If you click on that link, you're just gonna go right to my channel. There's not a video there yet. I will post about it. I'll let you know when the tutorial. I'm gonna do it step by step, how I did that fun edge, and kind of basically a little bit background information about how I always like to do fun fabrics on the back. And really, it's all the same finish, but I just felt like this one just needed that little pop of red at the top. So, and then the source for the wool felt balls, oh yes, I did put the source for the wool felt balls in there as well. And I did not put sources for the fabrics that I used because I gave myself permission, since each one was a different colorway. I picked different backing fabric, and this was all fabric from my stash. I'd say this one's probably the oldest out of all of them, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we do finishing, but I urge you to shop your stash for that one, or go find some fun new fat quarters. Since they were all different colorways, unless I went with dark brown, I really needed the fabric to speak differently on the back of the ornament. So I know that sounds kind of deep, but so there you go. That's it. That's the last page of the chart. So hopefully that answered some of your questions. And if not, maybe just kind of helped explain it a little bit. So as I said, I got kind of the fun part to introduce you to the project, but really now I feel like I'm passing the mantle on to Nichol, because she will be leading you in the stitch along. And then in there, then you'll hear a little bit more about Chantal's, the finishing frame, this gorgeous finishing frame. I will still be posting, and I'll still be answering questions for sure. The chart itself, I might have said this in the beginning, but I didn't practice any of this and I didn't write it down. I'm doing this all pretty much off the cuff. So the chart is only available for sale through the end of the stitch along, because I know some people, like, they're just not sure, like, can I do this? Or they might, maybe they don't like these color combinations, but then they see somebody else stitching a different color combination and they're like, oh, that I would do, which is great. So you can purchase the chart, again, PDF download only at this point, through the end of the stitch along, which is, I believe, through August 23rd. Nichol is the one setting the schedule for all of that, so I'll be cheering you on, and I'm posting throughout it. And here's the other thing too. If you're like, I have other plans, I'm going to be gone, I have other stitchy plans. Do you have to follow the stitch along? There is no stitch along police. You can get the chart. You can maybe take a few stitches to go, yay, I started. But maybe it's a project you want to do. Maybe you want to do it through the winter. This is going to be your Hygge winter. That's perfectly acceptable. It's about you, and it's about what you want to stitch, what colors you want to stitch. I've just tried to bring you the project and the colors and make it easy for you to to slow down and enjoy your stitches. So I believe Nichol is dividing the piece into quadrants. Although it looks like a lot in there, it is not a large piece. So I believe this is about 7.5 by 8, something like that. But there you go. And then Chantal's going to come in with her frame and talk about that more, as will Nichol. And I'm super excited to see how Nichole's going to finish her ornaments, because I'm sure she's got something amazing planned. And she will, of course, have content with videos and all kinds of things. So the official stitch along hashtag, because I mean, seriously, what's a stitch along without a hashtag, is Hygge Holiday SAL 2024. So there you go. Hopefully that didn't create more questions than I answered. Please comment below. Now, if you're like, I just really can't do this right now, Cathy, I'm will I be able to get the chart later? Yes. When the chart, it's going to go into the vault for a while, and eventually it will, at least a year. So look for 2025 for it to come out in printed format in your shop. All right. This special project was just meant to be this way to start. And so I'm very excited about it, and you'll have opportunity. It's not like it's going to go away and never come back again. I said it's like those videos that come out for a little bit and then they go away into the vault and then they come back out again. When it does come out the second time, it's going to have to be reworked into a different format. It is certainly not coming out in 11 pages. But I think, yeah. I'm very excited about it. I'm excited about your excitement about it, and I'm excited for us all to share a Hygge moment or two. So if you have any questions, check the video description below for any links. Hopefully I'll remember them, what I'm supposed to put in there, and for sure ask questions. So, all right, enjoy the stitch.